possible power crisis. Many states, including Delhi, UP, Punjab, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Maharashtra, have raised an alarm today as thermal power plants appear to...
More than 2/3 of the country's energy production still depends on it.
The report has raised many red flags, warned many Indian cities could sink due to climate change. In a year where the country has experienced floods and cyclones and other natural disasters, it's a report that's a warning.
Any country's economic progress and human development are dependent on its energy sector. This sector provides power and fuel to drive industrial growth and run the households. India is the world's 5th largest power producer and 6th largest energy consumer, accounting to around 3.4% of worldwide energy consumption. The Indian energy sector is undeniably in a crucial phase as it faces a slew of economic, political, and technological difficulties. When developing energy and environmental regulations, India's fundamental difficulty is balancing trade-offs among conflicting priorities. Despite India's low energy consumption per capita, the country's continued industrialization and urbanization are exerting huge pressure on the energy industry. According to the World Resource Institute's 2017 report, India is responsible for about 6.65% of total world carbon emissions, putting India in the 4th place. According to the latest estimates from India's Central Electrical Authority, non-fossil and fossil fuels contribute around 40% and 60% of total energy respectively. Furthermore, coal accounts for almost half of the electricity generated, employing about 2.6 million people in the sector. The solution, however, is not as simple as shifting to cleaner energy resources by abandoning the non-renewable choices. Then, where exactly do we stand in our attempt to revolutionize the energy sector?
Why is it necessary? Is why we have reached at that level that we have to discuss such things, because we have created a lot of pollutions, emitted a lot of greenhouse gases, GHGs, and all these have created a rise in the temperature in the past 100 to 100 years, a very rapid increase in the temperature. Now coming to India, India is cautious about its energy requirements and climate change. It knows the climate change thing is a reality, and it is not something just on papers. And actually the CO2 emissions and the other GHGs are responsible for it. So it knows.
India is leading across the globe for increasing the awareness level of the importance of securing energy, right? To improve energy security and to improve the energy access, India is having a very, very ambitious target of around 450 gigawatt by 2030. This is as per the latest COP26, which happened in Glasgow, London, where Prime Minister Modi has committed of around 450 gigawatt by 2030, which is a very, very ambitious target. And India is leading at the forefront. This is happening because of the strong governmental support and commitment from our country. And India is at the forefront of the renewable energy.
And particularly for India, which is going to, even within this decade, our energy demand going to triple, but still will be one of the lowest per capita emitting country among the rapidly developing or within G20. As per the commitment, we have taken 1 billion tons of reduction by 2030. Its amount to, if you put in a model, it amounts to a per capita emission of 2.31 or 32 tons per person per year, taking a population of 1.5 billion by 2030. It is 1/3, 1/4 of any comparable economy. So if we can achieve it, we will be the world leader, and we can show the world how to develop, still not be environmentally unsustainable. That we need to see how recycle friendly our technological choice will be, how the country regulations support technologies and projects and investment which are recycle friendly. We need to bring the regulations and policies to that framework. As per IEA, International Energy Agency's analysis and modeling, it shows that India's energy generation will be tripled by end of this century.
We are historically dependent on coal, and to suddenly take it off from our value chain, it's very difficult. So for time being, we have to depend on it. So why we have to depend on it? The first thing is we have to support our increasing economy. We have to support rapid changes in urbanization. Then increase electrification. Now we are reaching remote areas where government is supplying electricity. So to supply electricity to these areas, we need a lot of energy, and to the source for energy, though renewables are is option, but currently considering many factors which I will come upon later, coal seems to be a good candidate, though it is harming our environment, but still we are out of choice.
Electroeconomy will be dependent on the supply of minerals. And if we just consider the lithium ion battery case, by 2030, this world needs much more cobalt and lithium, which is known to us as a known reserve within this world, and it is very geocentric.
So current Indian situation like this, in India, we are importing around 80%, 70 to 80% oil, gas from other country. We are not producing enough oil and gas so that we can give that energy to our people to run their everyday life, from your kitchen cooking gas to your road vehicles, aircraft, aerospace, or say spacecraft running your spacecraft, or any vehicle, any movement, or your mobile phone. I'm speaking to you using computer, so it needs electricity, energy.
Currently, 60% of India's energy demand is met by conventional sources, that is coal or natural gas, oil, all this, mostly coal. So 60% of it is coming from conventional sources, and 40 is coming from renewable energies and hydro. So that is one thing. And if we consider the rate at which India is growing, then we need a lot of power for this huge transition from developing to becoming a developed economy in next 2 to 3 decades, in next 20-30 years. We need a lot of power. So what we are doing, we are increasing gradually our renewable energies, solar, wind, hydro, even the new energies, and we are reducing coal consumptions, and also we are increasing natural gas consumption. So we are reducing coal and increasing natural gas. So this is why we are doing it. We are doing it to balance the fluctuations in renewable energy, because wind and sun, they are not always available. So India is taking a middle path. It is inclined towards the natural gas, and it is also harnessing a lot of renewable energies and reducing the coal consumption rates.
So it is anticipated that the renewable energy, the energy sector can create a large number of employment in the country, and it is going to be the forefront, because the climate change and renewable energy is the main problem of the present scenario.
Coal is still polluting the environment, and we are not reaching the net zeros like most of the European, they have pledged by 2050, some of them even 2030, but we are going to reach it by 2070. There are certain constraints why we cannot reach it as soon as that possible. Question is there mostly when you're talking about solar panels. Even for green hydrogen, you are going to use metals that are very difficult to take out from the earth's crust, and it is very carbon incentive process to dig that amount of earth and extract very few amount of metal from that. So in green hydrogen generating electrolyzers, it is also going to be a question, or going to raise a question like how sustainable this is going to be. Now, talking about toxicity of these materials, like you said, indium, gallium. So now they are in the solar panels. Currently, they are there and they are not creating any toxic. When they will create toxic, we have to first understand when they are when they are dumped into landfills, or when they enter soil or water bodies, when they are discarded from their use. So if we consider solar panels started around 2010, 12. So the life of the solar panels is around 20-25 years. So say another 10-15 years we have, where we can reach out, we can innovate or do R&D and have something substantial in our hands that can tackle this issue. There are no such thing which has all the positive things. If there is a certain disadvantage for every advantage, like even the windmills, those are made up of carbon, glass fibers, carbon fibers, whatever. So
On the world, in hydro turbines are there. Hydro turbines, like river turbine, you can say put a dam and put lots of turbine, and there are small turbines also there in hilly areas. So many places it may cause maybe some environmental issues, but in long run it may not be. Maybe environment will be adjusting itself. Okay, for example, maybe some new catchment area will be created, maybe some area where water was not there, so water will be going to that area, and new trees will be born and new environmental ecosystem will be created. So that also feasible. So that question will be it will be there in future also. Any type of system if you generate, like say renewable energy or non-renewable energy, anything, any human activity, question will be there every time. So people are working on that aspect also, how to minimize those disruptions. Okay, you can say that will be disrupting your activities. You can say sustainability. So how to reduce this that unsustainability thing, so that your world will be more sustainable, right? Your work, you're trying to work for sustainability. So today we are consuming some energy, so that energy I will not that energy will not cause harm for my future generation, my son, my grandson, my grandson. They should be able to live peacefully, happily in this world. So we should not do such activity so that their life will be difficult because of my consumption. So our effort should be like this: use more renewable. And again, you have to think whether renewable should not harm third generation, fourth generation kids' life also, right? So scientists and researchers, they're trying on all aspects. Last 10 years I'm working in this marine energy area. So from ocean you can get several form of energy. One is wind turbine you place in the ocean. Okay, you may have seen North European countries, they have placed wind turbine near the coastal area because land they don't want to use, so they are putting in the ocean big turbines, say 200-meter diameter turbine. Okay, more than 100-meter diameter turbine. So in that case they are getting energy. Another is a solar panel. People are trying to put solar panel on the ocean surface. Another option is ocean marine, lots of algae will be there. So algae also can give some energy, chemical form of energy. So you burn and you can get energy. Burn or we prepare say biodiesel or something, then you can use. And another source you are saying like tidal energy, wave energy. Another is ocean thermal energy. Another is salinity gradient energy. So salinity gradient energy is not so popular yet. So maybe in future it will be.
Most of the countries in the world are looking for new sources of energies, new renewable green sources of energies. Like two of them you mentioned are biofuel and green hydrogen. Green hydrogen is a very, what we can say, interesting field. It is not important for now, but it is very interesting. because you can use this in not only electricity but in other industries also, in transportation, in heavy industries, say cement, steel, fertilizers. All these are chemical, all these are heavy industries which require a lot of power. So you can use green hydrogen as a fuel in these industries, and it can be transported from one place to other, from where it is generated to other place where it is required. Topic, lot of industries, lot of government initiatives, big players, Reliance, Adani, even the foreign players, major oil producing companies, they are focusing in this sector. And yeah, it's very, I guess it's going to boom in the next 5-10 years. So we will have to see, wait and watch what happens.
India possesses a wealth of renewable resources, especially for solar and bioenergy. Biomass energy, because India is having a agriculture based country. Agriculture is our backbone, so we have lot of biomass based. And if we can use this bio energy, I think most of the solution, most of the problem of the energy which is there in the country can be solved.
There is research going on currently, even in batteries like nickel, lead acid batteries, lithium ion batteries, even this gallium, indium. They are being recycled, like whatever the panels that are discarded, batteries that are discarded. There are private companies coming up which are extracting these harmful or toxic materials and reusing them, recycling them, and using it for something other, or in the new sets of solar panels or batteries. So that is one thing. There are like hydroelectric projects are also one of the major sources of methane emission, which is also greenhouse gas.
Waste management also very big task these days. You cannot dump waste anywhere, so everyone must be responsible for that. So everyone throwing item in Ganga and you are saying Ganga should be clean, everyone must be responsible. If you are throwing everything in Ganga and you are saying Ganga must be clean, government is not doing anything, so nothing will happen. All right, so altogether 1.2 billion people, if we are responsible, we will make country beautiful. Okay, if you are not responsible, no one can do it. And we cannot expect all government will be doing all the cleaning job. Right? So it is our responsibility to make everything clean, plus like wastage. Wastage, like battery, you cannot throw everywhere. Put battery in proper place, then waste people will be carrying. So we are not doing that. Okay, so all this ecosystem must be done properly so that will not be harming fish's life, fish or animals or insect or anything is there. So that is also linked with our life actually. Yeah, government is giving like subsidy. They have, if you see MNNIT, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy website. So they have solar helpline.
So reducing the taxes. If you are having a solar plant, so rooftop solar, or your solar water heaters, groundwater harvesting, any of these, then there are less taxes. If you own a EV, then you have to pay less taxes. There are subsidies if you are going to operate or develop a renewable energy power plant. So there are concessions, taxes, subsidies, all these things that are there, and they are taking place, and it will help, definitely help India. We have ethanol blending program initiated by government of India. Currently, by unknowingly, if you are adding filling your tank with petrol, like 8% is ethanol, 8% average all over the India. You are without knowingly adding ethanol, 8% of ethanol in your bike. So if you are adding a 1 liter petrol, then out of that 80 ml would be ethanol. So that is one thing happening. It will also help India financially, because we are importing fossil fuels. It will reduce our foreign currency spent. expenditure. So that is one thing. First is national biofuel policy. We have it's in place, and we are updating it almost every year or 2 years. We are increasing our target. Earlier we were going to blend only 10%. Now it's 15-20%. We are going to blend ethanol in petrol. Recently on 5th of June, on Environmental Day, Prime Minister Modi inaugurated 100% biofuel petrol pump in Pune. In Pune, that is able to deliver 100% biofuel, that is ethanol, 100% ethanol without any mixture of petrol. So yes, government is taking major initiatives in this sector. Also, government is currently drafting a policy for green hydrogen. Its government is having a positive mindset for green hydrogen, and soon we will see policies on green hydrogen subsidies schemes to develop green hydrogen economy. Government is setting up targets like 175. We have to reach 175 gigawatt by 2022 and 450 gigawatt of renewable energy by 2030. So yes, they are setting these targets, and it will help India to, when you attain these targets, you will reduce the dependency on coal and natural gas, and move towards the sustainable revolution. So these are the initiatives taken. Also at state level, and what you can say, at a national level, there are policies like state government is financing some electrical vehicles or solar projects. Even at the national level, they are supporting schemes like solar pump for farmers, or solar plant on a barren agriculture area, land. So the steps are, government is taking steps in towards the sustainable initiative.
So the government has designed different policies for the renewable energy. We have a national mission for renewable energy. We have a national policy by Niti Aayog for the energy efficiency. So there have been a lot of amendment in all the policies, and to attract the foreign investment, as well as to have a lot of project with the renewable technologies, as well as to how we can make the progress into the renewable energy.
India is one of the most major victim of climate change. If you can see, there are many, we can say, floods or cyclones all over the India. It's not like even the rains, heavy rains in Bihar, in Assam, recently in Chennai, Kerala, Maharashtra, everywhere, in Gujarat also. So India is a victim, and it knows if we don't take steps towards sustainability, then this will create a havoc, and lot of funds will be spent to recover from these natural disasters. So yes, India is taking voluntary steps towards tackling climate change, and it is going to reach net zero not sooner, but at a later stage by 2070. There should be policies like you should renewable purchase obligations, like you have to purchase renewable energy some percentage, so that's how you can reach the net zero target. And there should be state level initiatives also. So hope then only we can reach this 2070 net zero goal.
Be reduced. How will you reduce? When you're designing a building, let's say light source is there, daytime you should not switch on your bulb, okay, or tube light. So then how to design the window? Then you have to think, right? And if you have wind source, then without switching on fan, whether natural wind can blow inside your room and make things cool. So that plan maybe in future will be in place.
Providing solar pumps to farmers, then segregation of waste at its source where it's generating. So these are like micro levels. Then storage of then at macro level, you can consider about the storage of energies, where this renewable energy is curtailed, or using the pump hydro, or say battery storage options, even hydrogen. So these are helpful, considering the at macro level where government can take this. It can increase its natural gas dependency and reduce the coal. We can also consider electrification of transportation at a huge scale, not at a minor scale, at a huge scales, like considering scrapping all the vehicles and having some subsidiaries or some set of rules. Say by 2030, there won't be any like petroleum fossil fuel operated vehicle or something like this. The electrification of transportation sector would definitely help.
You are breathing to live. That has a footprint on the environment. So we need to minimize with our judicial effort eating. Why? Renewable, because it's comparatively lesser footprint on the environment. Now, how the country regulations support technologies and projects and investment which are recycle friendly. We need to bring
एनर्जी फॉर सस्टेनेबल ग्रोथ, ये हमारी पुरातन परंपराओं से भी प्रेरित है और भविष्य की आवश्यकताओं, आकांक्षाओं की पूर्ति का मार्ग भी है। भारत का क्लियर विजन है कि सस्टेनेबल ग्रोथ सस्टेनेबल एनर्जी सोर्सेज से ही संभव है।
India, especially as a developing nation, faces a unique challenge to bring an organic change in the composition of its energy sources. It now, more than ever, has to maintain a precarious balance between meeting its own commitments to the global community to tackle climate change while keeping intact at the same time the livelihoods and economy based on a non-renewable energy sector. We boast of hundreds of years of growth, development, and change, while human existence is an insignificant period in the timeline of the universe. It is terrifying to watch the damage we have done to the world around us in such a short span. Are the developments that we're so proud of really serving the purpose? Can green energy solve the problem of growing energy demand? Are we really revolutionizing the sector or just relocating the pollution? Are alternative energy choices our best way out from a global collapse? While the sources of renewable energy are non-exhaustible, the tools to extract and exploit these sources require enormous minerals and metals that we still need to mine from the earth. Although these sources produce low carbon emissions, they are not completely clean. Now that we realize the cost of renewables, it is important that we practice energy conservation and keep a check on energy demands so as to not worsen what has already gone wrong. With combined efforts, we can hope for a better future for all, ourselves as well as for the world we live in.